Stealthy Crafter. So today I have something a little different for you guys. Not doing a whip and chat because just did a whip and chat earlier this week, but I was tagged I think about like last week or so by Diamond Painting Claire to answer some questions. I think it's like the crafty tag type thing. So I did try to write down the questions over here so that way I can talk about them while I do my diamond painting. So go and grab a drink, work on your projects, listen along if you don't want to. Perfectly understandable, but we can get started. In fact, I am going to take a sip of water right now. Okay, so I'm gonna try and get settled into this, and then we'll start. I'll start reading the questions. It's going to probably be a little weird because I'm not very good at like reading over something and then trying to diamond paint, but we'll figure out. Okay, so let's see. We'll get started on placing some drills, and then I'll read off the list over here. Okay, let's see. Question 1 was, when did you start crafting? Well, if it's just crafting in general, I would say about 5 or 6 years old. My grandma taught me to do a lot of things at that age. The earliest, I think it was when I was like, she taught me how to work on plastic canvas, and then we worked up from that to crocheting, and then some cross stitch, and that was my jam for a long time, cross stitch. She tried to get me into knitting. I wasn't really big into that, but for the longest time as a kid, I did a lot of plastic canvas and cross stitch and some crochet. Let's see. Second question. What is the earliest memory of crafting you have? Well, let's see. I like I said before, I did a lot of plastic canvas stuff as a kid, and you had your standard tissue boxes, and I have two. I have a lot of them. I remember doing a lot of glasses cases and tissue boxes, but the one that stands out to me was when I was probably, I want to say I just started middle school. I was like a 5th grader, maybe a 6th grader. I made a friend, and I was really wanting to, be nice and do something for their birthday. I didn't really have a lot of money, and my grandma let me borrow some supplies, and I made, I don't know if I can find this, because some people say that they've never heard of it, but it was like a plastic canvas calendar. If I can find something similar to it, I'll see if I can put the picture here. But it was just like, it was double-sided, so one side just held all the stuff that wasn't for the month. So the first side is like you have like lines that you stitch on, and then you also would make little tabs out of the plastic canvas, and you wrote the month or the days and stuff like that, and you would stick them into that where it's like SM2, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that. That I remember a lot as a kid that I was so proud of doing something that big. And I made like a cute little pattern that went around the whole edge. I did like a stitch, a border and stuff like that, like around it. I was so proud of it. And then another one that I remember, it was middle school again, and it was definitely 6th grade because I remember being in band and showing it off to my band teacher. But I made like these birthstone angels out of plastic canvas, and I was just showing them off, and I gave one to him as a Christmas present kind of thing. You could like hang them off the tree, but they were so big. They were like, I would say about 12 inches. I can't even show you. It was probably about 12, 14 inches tall. I was really proud of those. And I really enjoyed that a lot as a kid. And then eventually I switched it up when I went and I was doing some cross stitch, and then I kind of stopped in general because my grandma passed away when I was a seventh grader, and I stopped crafting for the longest time actually. It just was too painful to do anything. I only picked it up at 19 and started it up again, mostly cross stitch for the longest time, because and it felt really nice getting to do that. But yeah, for the longest time I started back with cross stitch after 19. What is your favorite type of craft? Well, currently it's diamond painting. I, like I said before, I was really big into doing cross stitch. Gotten into some crochet again, but yeah, I'm currently into diamond painting. Don't know where my tastes are going to go in the future. So we'll see. How long I'll do this. I really like doing diamond painting, so it's nice and relaxing, especially with the kiddos around. It's something I'm able to do, and I'm not going to drop a stitch. So let's see. Best completion of the year. Oh, come on, drill. Let's see. Okay, best completion of the year so far. Let me think. Well, I have 3, I think. Okay. I know. I'm not making this easy. I'm just like, well, pick one. Well, my first one is Aquarius by Josephine Walt from Diamond Art Club. That thing was huge. It was like, I think that's my biggest one that I finished to date. But I was so proud of it, and I love it so much. It was like, it was so beautiful. Din Moon Elf by, oh goodness, how do you pronounce it? I am terrible at pronunciation, guys. It's because I've been in speech therapy for the longest time, and the speech therapist says I will have speaking difficulties for the rest of my life, and I've been trying to get through this. But Moon Elf by Rika Sophia Rikiden, I think it's how you pronounce it. I could be totally wrong, and I apologize. But that's also from Diamond Art Club. I love her art style. And then I think Angie and Oliver, because from Hannah Lynn, also from Diamond Art Club, because I really like mermaids, and my oldest, she was so happy about getting that, and that just made me really proud about the fact that she wanted it in her room. I want to take a sip of water, guys. Sorry. Let's see. What's number 5? Best item that you have purchased this year. Both of them are no, I lied. One of All right. So my best purchase of the year is from Diamond Art Club, and of course, but it is Moon by Chrysabug. It's that Sailor Moon one, and I'm just so excited about wanting to buy that. That made my entire year. I'm just in love with that I'm painting, and I can't wait to work on it. And then well, the second thing is actually this right here, which is this it's from Butterfly Effect Wares. It's the Black Prismatic one. And it's one of my most favorite pens, besides one other, I think. But this, those are the best things I've purchased this year. So let's see. Next, name something craft related that you want to buy in the future. Okay, so well, one of the things is the cinnamon pen. Those from Sapleux Bio I'm not diamond painting, but it's one of it has cinnamon bark encased in the pen, and they're supposed to smell really good. But they're also really fragile too. But I really want one because I just love the smell of cinnamon, and I love how it looks. But that's going to be something that I'm going to have to try and get when they do drops and I have the money to do that. It's never really, coincided with each other. Whenever the drops happen, it's always when I'm like, dang it, I don't have anything, I can't get it yet. So one of those days, I hopefully might get it in the future. And then this one's also one of an expensive purchase that I just haven't really bit the bullet on, which is it's from DIY Moon Shop. There's two, and they're Sailor Moon ones, but it's Sailor Moon and then Crystal Cat. Two different artists. I forgot who's the artist names for each one, but I really want, to get, one of them from DIY Moon Shop, maybe both, but they're just so expensive and I just can't justify the cost of getting them so far. Maybe like as a happy birthday gift to me or something like that, like some sort of special anniversary type gift, that I feel like treating myself. I don't know. So let's see. What crafts are you most looking forward to this year? Well, that's kind of easy, and hopefully it's going to be coming soon. I pre-ordered this way back in December, still waiting for it, from Craftily. But I ordered three things, but one of them that I'm most looking forward to, it's a cat. It's called Mittens. Did I write it down? Yes, I did. It's Mittens Destroyer of Worlds. And I really, really want to work on that. I was hoping to get it like way earlier because I was like, that's a perfect, Halloween thing. And it's a cat sitting on top of the books, and it's looking all magical and has a cute little wizard's hat on top of it and everything. And I have the perfect cover minder for it too. And I'm just like, I can't wait to work on that. And it's so cute and adorable. And then Moon, of course, that I've mentioned before. I'm looking forward to working on that one sometime. I'm hoping to get it done in this year. And then I haven't made this purchase, but like I was thinking something for Christmas time. I wanted to get a Snow Queen from the Diamond Art Club because I just wanted to get like an Elsa kind of thing for my daughter's room, because she's been wanting that one, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Hopefully, we'll see. So we'll see. Let's see. Sorry. Biggest crafting surprise. Well, since I was very new to diamond painting, like from big companies and stuff, I didn't really do a lot of purchases until last year, but the surprise that I had was like last year around Black Friday. I didn't realize that this was a big thing, but they dropped like 40 diamond paintings all at once, and then like later on that day they dropped, I think, what was it, another 40, and it was just like Christmas came early to me, and my husband was so kind and said I could make a second purchase, and it just blew my mind. And I have a couple of them that I want to do this year too, so that way, like, I'm now finally getting to it. But yeah, that was just like, I was so surprised about that. I was just flabbergasted. Okay, so biggest crafting disappointment. Oh goodness, I know this one already. I remember complaining so much about this at the beginning of the year, but it has to be okay. I gotta make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly because it's French. L'Oiseau du Canada, from Vionnet, by Vionnet, from Oraloa. I was so angry at that one, especially since I just did La Sorcière like earlier in the last year for Halloween, and that one came out so wonderful, but it was around, and people always talked about popping drills and stuff like that, and I never experienced that before because I never really worked with squares, and my first square was from Diamond Art Club, so this was like one of the few times I was working with another square in general, and it just had so many drills that constantly popped, and I remember just wanting to throw the whole thing away. It's still rolled, it's not rolled up, it's like underneath my bed right now, because I've been laying it flat, and there's still drills that are missing. I've been like gluing them in, and I've been debating about sealing the whole thing, and that's the only painting I would seal in because it's just so made me so angry. I was really upset with that. Um, but they supposedly changed it. There's the new version. I haven't tried the new versions out, so I'm not gonna bash them because it's already an old. It was one of their older ones. So yeah. Let's see. Favorite craft supplier? Well, I know I just bashed them, but that was only because of their swears. But I do love most of their paintings that I've gotten from them so far. But Oraloa is one, but my most favorite, of course, is Diamond Art Club. I know, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very much like Diamond Art Club, Diamond Art Club. But I do like a lot of their stuff. Plus, I like working on big projects. I can't handle working on small ones all the time, so I gotta get the big projects. um, let's see. What crafting tool would you not want to be without? Um, hmm. Let's see. I think my pen. Any of them. I don't think I could handle um, going back to the little tiny pens again. I don't think my hand would let me. When I started out, it was okay because I was working on smaller ones, but now that I'm working on this and I do this a lot, I think I can't live without my pen. I really don't think I can. Okay, I gotta get to the next page. I tried to write some stuff down over here. Let's see. What is your go-to drink when you're crafting? It's mostly coffee, or if I'm not having coffee, I am drinking fizzy water, like right now. So those are my favorite things to do. Occasionally I'll have a soda, but mostly it's coffee or fizzy water. Even at nighttime, it's coffee. But at that point, I switched to iced coffee during the summers. Although I have cut back on that, so it's back to just fizzy water. All right. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my water. What do you like to listen to when you're crafting? My main things are a lot of YouTube and Twitch. I like to listen to gaming streamings, and then of course a lot of whipping chats and unboxings. I do like to listen to from time to time. I'm playing catch up right now with it because for this whole summer I haven't really been able to watch much of anything because I've been basically making sure that the kids aren't being bored, although I don't entertain them too much. Plus I'm keeping an ear out for them because when I start listening to a thing, I get really into it and I don't pay attention to my surroundings. So I have to not watch stuff whenever the kids are around, so that way I can make sure that I'm paying attention to them, because it's I can do this, but I can't do this, watch TV and keep an ear out for them. I can multitask, but I'm not that good at multitasking. Let's see. What other hobbies and interests do you have? Well, I cross stitch, I crochet, I do like to play WoW quite a bit. I've mentioned that a lot of times, I talk about WoW a little bit every week. I watch anime. Mostly it's Sailor Moon, but I do watch other animes. Right now I'm watching My Hero Academia with my oldest. And I do like to read from time to time, especially if it's a really good book. I haven't read anything lately, but I do read a lot of paranormal romance and mostly fantasy books too. I like a lot of fantasy type books. What crafting activities would you love to try, and why? Calligraphy. Actually, I have some calligraphy stuff at upstairs. Get into calligraphy kind of thing, and I've tried it. Never, I didn't have time for it, and then I just put it up, and then but I really want to get into it. I really want to try it. I just love how everything looks. It's just I just really gotta find the time to work on it. Maybe one day I'll do that. I'll dust off the whole thing. Um, let's see. If I looked in your bag, would there be any evidence that you're a crafter? I don't really have a purse or a bag. I mean, like, I have crafting bags that's meant for carrying certain projects and stuff like that. But if you're asking if I had like a purse, I don't think. Well, maybe there will always be that random stray drill that you find. So perhaps, I guess. I don't really carry much on me. Normally just have like when it was like just a diaper bag, it was like all the diaper essentials and then like my wallet and keys and phone. And that's what I carry nowadays is wallet, keys, and phone. Um, let's see. What craft related item do you have far too much of? Uh, Dang, that's a hard one. Um, I would have no do my pens. I think maybe, but you could never have too many pens. Maybe my trays. I do have a lot of trays. Well, my pens are outnumbering my trays, but okay, let's go with pens and then trays in a close second because I can only use like 2 or 3 trays at a time, and I have like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have like what, 8 trays? I don't know. Yeah, but my pens, yeah, they're starting to. I don't know, but I like collecting pens. They look so pretty. Um, let's see. But if we do start talking about other stuff, like if we talk about that stuff that's not diamond painting related, I have way too much yarn. I have I wouldn't say like a closet full or something, not like what other people have, but I have a lot of yarn. That I might have to put just in a tub and put up because it's starting to become an eyesore. And then like I have a lot of floss for cross stitching that I've successfully stored away, just made it accessible in case I need to, because I'm going to do some cross stitching actually in September or so, hopefully. Because there's like a stitch along that's going on and I want to join in on that. So, but yeah, let's see. What crafting related item do you enjoy collecting? Pins! I can answer that immediately. Pins! Let's see. Oh, and I would love to collect more cover minders though. I'm like, I don't know if it's just me being picky. There's like, I want to collect more, but I'm just like very selective about what I want to buy, and I just like, I don't want to spend the money on a cover minder when I can get myself a nice new pin. But I really want a cover minder. But can I justify the cost of that cover minder? So it has to be a cover minder that speaks to me. Let's see. What is your crafting tip? Oh gosh. I don't really have any crafting tips. I normally follow everyone else's crafting tips. Uh, okay, I'm very well, I would say if I mean a lot of people know this, but I mean, I would say, definitely if you're liking to single place and you really want some straight drills, checkerboarding like for squares is the way to go. I really feel like that improved a lot of my weird twists and turns and gapping issues that I have. And always invest in a good straightener unless you don't care about that stuff. But yeah, Let's see. I don't really have a lot of good tips. I'm not the tip type person. Sorry. Let's see. If people enjoy your content, what other channels should they check out? Well, let's see. These people aren't like, I don't think that like they're similar to my personalities and stuff like that, but I do enjoy watching them all. One would be my mother-in-law, which is Diamond Painting with Sweet Tea, and I'll put links for these people. Um, and then of course, there's Diamond Painting Claire. I do enjoy watching her stuff from time to time, especially now that I'm able to catch up again on stuff. And even though I'm too busy trying to catch up, I added a new channel that I started watching. It's called Painting with Pities. It's like she has her two. I'll link that down too. I'm been enjoying watching some of her content as well. And then of course there's the bigger name people that I watch consistently, like when I'm able to. So a lot of the big names like Diamonds, Fairy Lights and Emeralds, Diamonds and Washi, those people. But I'm sure that you guys already know all about that stuff. So, but those three channels that I've watched, I've been watching a lot more of. So, is there any more question? Nope, there is no more. Okay. So I'm going to finish straightening this out off camera. But if you like this video and like the questions that I answered, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!